going to start off with the keys. The main key is a flip out key with two buttons. The top one is to unlock the central lock-in, and the bottom one is to lock it. On this particular model, the habitation door is part of the central lock-in. On the 2020 model, it hasn't got central lock-in on the habitation door. Okay, and the spare key is just an ordinary key which you use manually, and the other key on the bunch is this small key which does all the external door locks and lockers. Okay, here we have the exhaust for the Truma combi boiler. There's a switch on this window. When the boiler is running off of gas, it will shut down the boiler. It's a safety feature. This is just a compartment for storing stuff externally, and down below it is a handle. That is the handle you pull towards you to empty the wastewater tank, which is situated underneath the floor, and then you just push it back in again to close it. The water tank, which is inside the vehicle, is filled from this filler cap. You unlock it and just fill it with a hose until it's the desired level. The gauge for that is inside on the main control panel. Mains electrics lead plugs into here. The spare wheel is situated underneath the floor of the vehicle. This compartment holds the waste tank for the toilet. Release this blue catch here, pull the tank out, and you have a handle there for transporting it to the disposal point. When you reach the disposal point, take this cap off here, point it where it needs to go, and push this button here to release the vacuum, and the water will rush out. When you've finished, put the cap back on, put this back in place. You can also, if you need to put chemical in this tank, just flip this out of the way, open that shutter, and you can put your chemical in there, or you can wash it out with fresh water before you put it into storage. Okay, refit these back on and positively locate the tank back into the space. This particular model has a cycle carrier on the back which drops down. These straps strap around the wheels to hold them in place. You can move those. There's 4 bars there which strap around the crossbar of the bicycle. Don't exceed the weight limit on here, which is 60 kilos, otherwise you'll probably cause damage to the rear of the vehicle. This side we have a large compartment on the side, which in this one you can store your extra bed makeup cushions and the base to make up the bed at the front. Also there's a ladder there for the main drop down bed. gas compartment. You can situate 2 gas bottles in there. We always supply a propane tail with an excess flow valve on there, which is a safety device which you need to activate when you install your gas bottle. There's also a yellow shut-off valve there if you need to shut the gas off at all. These exterior locks, close them, to lock them, turn the key, and then just push them in like that. To unlock them, like that. Diesel, you use your ignition key to unlock your diesel cap to put the diesel in. Also, you need to occasionally fill the AdBlue when it's required. Tyre pressures are on a label here if you ever need to check them, and the toolkit for removing wheels and removing the spare wheel are in this box under the seat. To release the bonnet, pull this down. That releases the bonnet. So under the bonnet you have brakes, the coolant, power steering fluid, the oil is here, and the dipstick for checking the oil is here. You also have a blue cap there for your windscreen wiper fluid. Okay, so first of all, we need to switch the power on for all the 12 volt circuits inside the vehicle. Press the on and off button there, and then we need to press that button there for all the internal lights. And for all the internal lights, there we go. And that one there is for the external awning light. This one is for the power to the pump, which pumps the water out of the main tank. And this one just gives you an indication of the internal temperature. This button here is for the main vehicle battery level. This one is for the habitation battery level. This top one is to check your water levels. So you have 66% in the water tank. The levels go on this particular model from 0, 33, 66 and then full. They don't go up from 1 to 100. To press this top button again gives you the level in the wastewater tank. Okay. So, first thing we need to do is filling the water tank. The water tank is situated under this bed. There's a hatch under this bed which you remove, and there's a big cap. You unscrew the cap, and in the bottom of the tank there's a plug which you pull the plug out, and that releases all the water from the water tank when you need to winterize it. Also, you need to winterize the water system, which is the pipes, the water heater and all the taps. The drain valve for that is situated under that bed there. There's a small door there which you access the drain valve from. You'll need to activate that when you're leaving the vehicle in cold conditions or in storage. If you don't release the water from the water system and it freezes up, you will damage the system. Also, when you're winterizing your water system, you need to open all the taps, leave them in an open position, activate the drain valve, and all the water will drain out. When you need to refill the system again, you need to reset that valve before you pump the water out of the water tank. Otherwise the water will just keep pumping out onto the floor. Okay? The electrics, the leisure battery is situated under here. There'll be a leisure battery, a control box there for all your 12 volt electrics, and there are blade fuses for all the 12 volt circuits. The 240 volt circuits under this compartment, you have all your 240 volt fuses there, and these are your gas emergency controls. If you ever need to isolate a gas appliance, you can do it with those gas controls. The main control panel, you've got the heater controls. So to switch them on, press the on button. These 4 symbols here are the main programming symbols. The first one is for the heating system, so you tap that and then you can dial it up to 30 or put it to wherever you want. So I will set that at 20 degrees. The hot water is the next one. Tap on that. You can have it on eco, hot or boost. I usually set it on here, hot. The next one is the fuel source. You can either run it from gas or mains electrics, or both. So if I tap on gas, it will only run on gas. I can dial it up to mix with 1 kilowatt electric and gas, 2 kilowatt electric and gas, or just electric 1 kilowatt, or just electric 2 kilowatt. So if I tap on that, it will run off of 2 kilowatt electrics. The next one is the fan speed. If I tap on that, it will either be eco or high. This warning has come up on here because I haven't got a mains electric lead plugged in, so it's telling me there's no power. So that is the 4 main controls. Whenever you finish using the vehicle, switch the heating off. This is done by pressing this button in until it says off, and then the heater will shut down. The next controls along are the fridge. Turn the fridge on there. So you can set the fridge on automatic setting and it will find the available source of energy to run on. So this one is trying to run on gas. If I need to change that, hold this button in until it flashes, and then I can select a different source. So for instance, mains electrics. I can select battery, if I select the battery setting, that will only work when the engine on the vehicle is running. It will not work at any other time. And to switch it off, hold the button in to switch it off. Fridge, freezer compartment, and a door there for the fridge. To operate the cooker, it's a combination of grill and oven. It uses the same control knob. That symbol is for the grill, so you need to open the grill, turn it to there and ignite it. When it's lit, release the button. There's also a heat shield you can pull out there which stops the heat damaging the control. To use the oven, turn it to the off position and then that side for the oven, and then you can press it in and light it, and that will work the oven. The hob, when you light it, always make sure this is in the upright position and turn the control knobs to the flame, press them in until they light. Always make sure these are off before you close the lid down. The beds in this vehicle, to make up the lower bed, you use the bed make-up pieces which I demonstrated earlier, which are in the outside compartment. You can raise and lower this table via this button. Press that button in, and the table lowers down to make up the base of the bed, and you fill the space in with all your bed make-up pieces. The top bed, the buttons here, press this one to lower it, and this button to raise it. Under the mattress you have cargo nets which attach to these clips for the safety of young children. You have two catches there. You can bring the fly screen down to lock it into place. Then you can just move it down together. The catches, you press the buttons in to release the catches, and then just push it up and it holds into position, and then just pull it back down again when you need to release it. The roof light is a wind-up roof light. Release the handle, wind the roof light up, and then down again. Okay, if I haven't covered all the items in the vehicle, there is an instruction manual with the vehicle. Always refer to that if you've got any queries on how anything works. If you cannot get the information from that, then give our after sales department a call and we'll do our very best to give you information over the phone. Okay, thank you.